Everybody, I want to hear you. Let's go. Come on. One more time. Come on. I like it from Akka on guitar. I can't hear you. Break it down. I want to hear that. Let's go. Come on. Oh, let's zoom. I want to hear the man. Oh, let's see. Hermano. Hermano. Oh, let's zoom.
Yo, Amanda share mamo ajo assign mamo akwaba edeba no kremre jimidis. Medi edi Antonia Chifa if and watch mu ya jijin kunwa ayatsena se betwetwe enkomo edi afa oman Ghana eni emu amanyosem eho. Enwumre wetimi ahwe on Facebook, Instagram and YouTube channels no so. Mo East European countries no so betimi ti Anchor FM and some beti podcast no and also Today Ghana News TV. Obasono na wa share link no na afoforo so ensa akebi o comment no so na wakai na odi asend yen enwumre omo ayene omo eba betwetwe nkomo yenua bema Emmanuel ono eba betnemu akasa ede ama NDC amanyuku no Emmanuel ano ema akwaba oye NDC communication team member of private ema akwaba
Jima ejifa mejoso mede chia ebema atifo ne ahwefo mo hwe sabre na mede nchia kese pa magana for 2024 abatui omutimeki a decisive decision na omoto aba wododo so edema the president John Dramani Mahama any NDC amanyuku na medenchia kese ebema His Excellency John Dramani Mahama one ne hokani ne adwumaden omobo ewo Ghana na research agenda no omo make sure say it will come to pass. Medenchia kese ebema party executives both national, local and wherever everybody is. Medenchia ema obia say nyame enka omo ho na akwanya Ghana for their share nsa celebrate 2024 to 2028 no yebehwe na yasom Ghana for sumpa na jifa medenchia kese ebema menavofo ne me family almost all Ghana na ma wish omo good well na makachi omo say endaso ashase Ghana ashase apeja Ghana muajo kama enti obia nka na komanto no yam at the right time yebeche amanaso obia so Ghana belongs to Ghanaians and not a group of people enti jifa me do besia wonchia no nyame ya do me nya
okay so that's it. All right. Yenko yenua bema ono so eba betnemu akasa ede ama NPP ama yukuno ai yenua bema wadud Kundima ono eneba betnemu akasa ama NPP or NPP communication team member of Germany. Wadud yama kwaba.
Medas Jifa, thank you very much. Now, Mefa Kwenye so it's a listeners, any viewers from more Ghana, Europe, and all over the world. It's a very beautiful Thursday evening, and Mesa also the Kwenye I send them a heartfelt greetings to NPP Germany, the New Patriotic Party back home, all executives, party sympathizers, and all wishes of the New Patriotic Party. Say we are now in opposition. It's a very tough time for us, but our agenda and our foresight to regroup, to re-strategize, and to recapture is very well on course. And we believe that the Ghanaian people very soon will begin to realize the good works of the Dakota administration. And therefore, we are working tirelessly. This is part of our works. Making sure that come 2028, they've been able to prove to Ghanaians that the only party that has a vision, the only party that's policy credible to move Ghanaians to the next level, the New Patriotic Party. Once again, good evening.
Okay, yes, so that's your mouth. Yes, afi mu nyina nso yehu nti no yes sign ema official panso. All right, here for the evening tribune the bokrata no na yen story sa ababeto ho na watchi mu. Yeah, can was say the evening tribune ebedru ya wada no pa oko new standard wonsa ebe ekebi. Share the front page of the evening tribune. Story Kesia Edaho. President Mahama is making disability very attractive in Ghana. Promote Africa and Ede Eno Abba. Now Osha Eno Swasea. Anas wins defamation case against Kennedy Ejapon in US Another story is how President Mahama appoints new service chiefs for the Ghana Armed Forces. And I say no more e-levy by the end of March, Deputy Finance Minister. And I say Milsha yes on the picture so boho. In stories see and stories are who draw a word the evening tribune no otter ubetimi akan we into details. Now all article and our stories and our advertisements be so up see a place so and my so it's so I bet me aye edi ama yen try your hosima na ye ba ye topic I discussing so ye debate to. All right, Mamo Akwababim. Now, your first topic I say, wiki Parliament, something very interesting happened. A minority leader, Honorable Afenyo Markins Alexander, Ochemwa, it's high time, parliamentarians, and I say, title for ministers and parliamentarians in general, ebenya separate hospitals and as health facilities. Now it's me I attended to care. Now when Ghana for the door now and I say NDC, do not say NDC for NCRC, so let's stick to that. NDC for someone say I say Dentina, Rebecca say MPs no it deserve a separate hospital from other citizens and I say from omoto abano ede ema omo ekotinemu Emmanuel ano pacho asemi ni nchemu etesempa.
Yo Jifa medasi things over the week I listened to the debate between the minority leader and the majority leader and then the Speaker of Parliament. Now, Jifa, in totality, no, I think say majority leader established a very key pointer. I was saying in taking note. Media minim Ghana and a minim Parliament by BSc is very close to Ridge Hospital. And I in Ajuma, His Excellency the President in his last 4 years, Oba Baimu, and I say NDC's last 8 years in Majumadia, Omoye in Ridge Hospital. Upgrading of the hospital, no, in what it went through. Majority leader, MIT says the Ridge Hospital is enough and also close enough to the Parliament in case of any emergency. MP or whoever can be rushed in. Jiva, Asama Afenyo Markins, a minority leader can may many because they were in government for 8 years. I didn't as a preposition we know how many trims say.
Oh, so any day, Adreno it's ever at any time. So maybe Afena, the idea a poppy up amano.
May say, Mpain force, ye Pamwa grumwa and Kasa coming yumbako. Tama Ujina grown, not then a one told you now, Nimsen debit Mamwa winning award. Afenyo Markins and the NPP were in government for 8 good years. And so Jane said, building a hospital and also whatever, I think so can any new chamber no. So Ojun said important. I didn't NPP so for 8 years and so preposition no armani team. His Excellency the President mandate where the amano no will make things clear. Or say we are going to reset Ghana. Or or say Ghana is in a tight condition or a tight corner. and we need to rescue the country from that corner. And it's not about mudie and a target. Yeah, resetting Ghana and say, Yebema Ghana for enya among vote, and I say, Aquanya Modia Mayano, the Bema Monia Son Faso. Enti, a Niema Washa Sieno, a bit is a scribing of some 5 taxes beer, Sabu, a home here, O Chemuno is enough. It's enough, say, ye try ye living. It's enough, say, ye try COVID living. It's enough, say, ye try musie, say, obi car to oba musie, ye try sa living. It's enough, say, ye ma Ghana for a omo, and then a year priority. Sabu parliamentarians, no, any timamfono, and Kayin ni pabako. Now, so timamfo ama otumi se kotra kosi omonan ewo parliamenta. And non just say you need a very special treatment. Sad treatment, you know. Different from ordinary Ghanaians. We know say MPs say omo yare and say bibi eto omo. We know where we rush them to. Omo beba bruchire show no omo ko. Jifa mi bi say o Keno Foriata owo he. Ne ho dodo no enye na wakotra America say ohwe ne ho yade because over the resources to go there. It is after your markings. Ehuni say was a parliament. AC new hospital for the parliament. Even this has never happened all over the world. Germany, Germany. If he can establish a point, say Germany, musika timi boa afufuro krawa bonteno. Say parliament, a special hospital to cater for only ministers and as a parliamentarians or establish that point. Scientists are there, yin janjushen musem na Ghana baby a wono, and yet time to defend rot. It's not time to defend rot. What is rot is rot. More my so sad so.
I know. Once sometimes emergency be and I say this particular MP would need to visit the hospital and some obeko chamber. So omoya hospital specifically for them and say okay, it was say instead of going to the general hospital, obe take it time, no. You see hospital more ebe attending to just them.
Jifa mi ntwa no. You see hospital no mana and you visit hospital and sana wako chamber. And I the chamber no be connected to the hospital.
It's going to be quicker that way.
No. Jifa, let me establish this point. 37 military hospital was built for the military. Okoha military for nkwane yehwe omo.
Dabi.
Enti adentina see hospital edema parliamentar ujiri se parliamentarians nkwane ebehwe omo. Now, it's not laudable anywhere. Even in Germany, in America, say almost say BBH say even in America, you hear more a bomb. In Germany, you hear more a bomb. They should establish a point. Say Germany has built a hospital for only ministers, or they should establish a point. Say America, you chemu maku 5 for, and I say 5 for crowd makandem, but yes 10. And Sana Ghana and Yamubako, have they been able to establish a parliament for senators? Enti Edruba be a momian 5 any moon and talk a crap. We are a party, I say, obey a majority leader. What him do party a co-position? Abamwa reduce a number up to 88. 88 no cry gusu reduce ko. We yan Andrew baby yadimo bedru. Enti focus on establishing and I say mobe build bibia my manu be who say nkrofo mu wa adwen sachera difa enema koso Ghana. Some of us we are picking a lot of intels, but we need time. With the time we will establish kwanya NPP4 ede Ghana afaso kwanya NPP4 afaso ankomu gu Ghana collapse Ghana koju tona Ghana bia exist was asase bio because they thought say Ghana is going to die tomorrow and he doesn't need anything on him in the coffers. Edijifa, it's not necessary. Ehun hia kura say yebe yesa anotoatoa no kura sabri say yesi hospital ma only parliamentarians. Mumukuta minority. Even these are the things make us a proposal we say NDC majority crown a year proposal we are and kameni omo yebe kunto kwa papa nkebe bwatwe de because MPB nyare ma yemfa no call rage ana yemfa no call konfanochi ana yemfa no call 37 yaka se ye admit no na se omunim se Rage Hospital 37 any konfanochi the largest hospital wo man so omunim so omo aye ne year nkomu nwane mfiri ho se yensi omo nkwa hospital mo de dodo no why niema papa ewo man mu a why do you fear to go to Rage Hospital? So what did this Rage Hospital standard timide hwe timamni me maame a ono oko tinin tosi beton no or yare ede no ko ho no ugiri se watima ye ne yie standard say betima save ne life a adenti na wo pese yensi wo nko a mo MP4 mo nko a mo de mam go there. The hospital is there for you. The doctors and so more some be treat you good. Jifa Ghana ye mind bia say so sa nima we nso a e bedru ba bi no ye president no ye the state president ye o man mu na his excellency nyame mfa ne currency ye John Evans Atamos or yare ye no adentina presidency o yensi hospital wo ho say presidency no is bigger enough to say in hospital or Flaster House. Jifa so sa nima we so president o party say wo MP or parliament no we are more important than the president. Adentina presidency o yensi hospital wo. Enti say o kan say dia anyone can say yensi hospital so presidency wo. Say be a president
yes, but my parliamentarians and him say it covers for the executive as well.
No. Yeka parliament is entity on its own. Parliament, any presidency, and yet the same thing. Parliament,
let's look at it this way. Parliament and executive and then the judiciary as well.
And then the medical culture on the parliament and the presidency, and a plurality as a party or NDC. Ghana form more brain or money a priority. How are you bit man motivate your money na mama bedroos that class now? You who say MPs na druno. How are you bit man carry all of them along with us? It's very important key and a key point to us. Ghanaians are more key point to us as a party. Yeah, you're selfish. You're doing your quiet you're doing your health and you're quiet ye you're doing ordinary Ghanaians and internal finance minister or the budget tabetua or say taxes be a home here no ye twitwani nyinam say the be Ghana for be him ye levy say when ye sika e bia manya 100 cedis oh minye e school mo ha ma adwen intima deeper nya 100 cedis ma men send man no so mfa nto bibi nia ya tu ye levy. These are the things a priority say obi a when ye sika or send bi e dia support ni nua no enya say yete no e bia minye o school mo ye project work ano or ye exams ni school fees e bia ka 1,000 no minua no any bank account ametim dia fa so anasa me defa ne bank e be difficult obekwa akoyi ni so obeba betua no restriction no too much intima men cutting the short or mobile phone or register ma men send 1,000 man na ofantua ne fees no ni atene e-levy. These are the things who here see nyina dey na besi for ne nyina ya kan bom as a mine. Whether you are NDC or you are NPP or CPP or whatever, ye nyina kan bom ye hu se e-levy nye ye ntwam, betting tax nye ye ntwam, COVID tax ye ntwam, ye ntwitwa sa niema num na ye nyi sa niema num firi ho na Ghana for han omo. These are the things I adwen ho. Ye introduce policies beboa ama mabunu na nya adwuma ye. These are the things I adwen ho. Building a chamber for MPs, okay, say afenyo oje bosomi akatua. Oni MPP for no nyina moje bosomi akatua. All those who support no, betimi the almost salaries, they can put them together. Now they are building. They can put their resources together. Jiva, yes, so sa nima we su bi o. Yet your mind no bi so ba besi National Cathedral. Ye tua mana donko ato ho, ye nka ho asem nwie. O sa kofa another killing a yaba. Na just abeye say NDC penso and our status on also we see hospital ma MPs. Na just say MP for no de already no MP for no citizens na ye woman no ye wo mo ho problem dada. Because you say MPs, to VAT every month, ntua light bill, ntua water bill, clothing allowance, housing allowance, and we already have enough burden on Ghanaians. And into His Excellency, we're making it clear, say, Sir S. Gracia Crano, now buying so, and yadi so be a beji S. Gracia. S. Gracia and Crano, Ghanaians are very angry with it. O sa kwa kofa be kan say yensi new chamber na yensi new hospital and fama MPs. Unim how much it will cost Ghanaians, the ordinary Ghanaian na oguso sofanum. How do this give a relief to ordinary Ghanaian? Enti jiva yede ya masa yenye party a yeso so sa niema no so e na me ba beye me beye niema ebe ma me ho atomi MP. When it comes to their welfare, no munyina per se omoye, but I stand to agree with majority leader how he shut the whole thing down. Amagana for who say they are ready to work for Ghanaians and not a political party. They are ready to work for Ghanaians and not members of parliament alone. They are ready to work for Ghanaians.
All right. You better see. You never mind. You don't call what didn't so when I on China dream fancy me. Okay, so I do it's some munchium it's a saying. Bapayo and I say age for na what current government no.
As of course, but first of all, remember my teeth what I said, me finish at the no. So me mistakes be almost fanchame. I'll be able to listen to my friend on the other side. I'm the NDC communication member. Now, let's put partisan politics aside. Uti proposal from the minority leader, Honorable Alexandra Fenyo sir, or make a few pro statements. He said his decision to actually propose that was to enhance the functionality and welfare of parliamentarians. Now, let's not forget, these are people that are being tasked with shaping the future of our nation. Their well-being should be a topmost priority to the entire nation. I can understand where this wulabaloo, where this disagreement, where this conversation is coming from. If you look at the current state that we find ourselves in as a country, one can see we are facing some challenges. With a high inflation rate, high level of unemployment, inadequate public service. You see that there are a lot of things that we need to take care of as a nation before we can look at other things. So it's a matter of prioritizing a few things as compared to the others. I totally, like I earlier mentioned, I don't like to politicize this whole issue. But one thing I can also say is that the minority leader had a point. There have been instances where we've read in the news, past parliamentarians not being able to cater for themselves anymore after they've retired or after they have been sent out of parliament. These are people that were part of lawmaking in our nation. These are people that helped propel our nation forward in the right direction. These are people that years back were tasked with shaping the future of our nation. If today they are out of office and they are at home and difficulties taking care of themselves when it comes to healthcare, shelter, clothing, transportation, it should be a national concern. But like I said, one thing we have to look at is that personally, the timing was the factor. I think the time in which this proposal was made doesn't quite sit right with me. But the entire proposal was not in bad faith. He was speaking out of experience as a leader. He's speaking out of concerns being brought to him by old members of parliament. He was speaking out of, he's been in parliament for almost 12 years, so he understands the ins and outs of parliament and the challenges they are facing. And if we speak of the chamber, I can remember quite a few weeks ago, one parliamentarian stood up and said he doesn't feel safe in parliament. The security measures, the location, the security apparatus that are being put in place to cater for the welfare of parliamentarians is lacking. So I can also understand, if you can also bear with me, 2 weeks or I think 2 months ago, Parliament had to shift to the National Theatre for some renovations to be done in Parliament. This clearly shows that the state of our Parliament or chamber, the state of our chamber in Ghana, it is not of standard. So I can also understand where, within the past 4 years, there have been several renovations being done to the chamber. So clearly, you could understand that there are some, let's say, apparatus that are not in good shape. So like I earlier said, I can understand where the minority is coming from, and this proposal was taken out of context. Of course, NDC people would like to jump on this and make it seem as if we are trying to burden the government with extra costs, but that is not the intention of the minority leader. Secondly, I would also like to state categorically, this proposal that was made was not in bad faith. I've watched the news. They've chastised the minority leader all over the media platforms in Ghana. He made a proposal. Of course, we agree. The Ridge Hospital is not far away from Parliament. That doesn't stop Ghanaians putting in the effort to prioritize the people that we've taxed with shaping the future of our nation. I mean, come on. He earlier mentioned they had V8s, the free utility, free petroleum services, free gas and all of that. There are, of course, he agrees with me that there are some priorities that are being rendered to people that serve in the legislature. So this was an ordinary proposal. And like he said, with time we realize things. And clearly it is now or due to one or two things that have been put together that the minority does realize that it is time for him to wake up and then make this proposal in Parliament. It was not, like I earlier said, to burden the sitting government. Now, in his presentation, he made it seem as if the NPP administration left Ghanaians with a very bad economy. No, that was not the case. We left a very functioning economy. We left an economy that was reviving. We left an economy that was doing marvelously well. And I can understand. Ghana, forever. I can understand the apathy that befell our government, which I believe was the main cause of our defeat in the just ended elections. The NDC are not far away from that. They've made promises that we can clearly see they are deviating from. Clearly, just last week, a budget was read. If you look at the entire budget that was brought before Ghanaians, there was no single social intervention program listed on there. Clearly shows you that they lack the policy credibility. You can see clearly where the direction these people are taking the country towards. Before the elections, Women Development Bank, they're into office, more than 50 days in office. I had 50 million Ghana cedis was allocated to the Women's Development Bank, and then 70 million was allocated to the Office of the President for research purposes. You see, clearly, I want Ghanaians to understand that politics, sometimes you have to leave everything for posterity to judge. Nana Dodongo Akufo-Addo has done marvelously well for the people of Ghana. And I can understand they were yearning for change. We as a party went through some difficulties. We can speak of the Russian-Ukraine war that befell us a few years ago. The war is actually currently ongoing, but it's much better now. We can also speak of the corona pandemic. These are instances or cases that affected not just Ghana, but the entire world. We're in Germany, he's here with me. He understands what we went through here in Germany. It was not easy for us. So clearly we had difficulties in our second term, but getting close to our second term, 2023, 2024, we saw massive economic growth. We saw the figures of inflation dropping massively, significantly. This economy was in a very, very good upward direction when we get back to the NDC. So clearly, you should understand that when it comes to policy credibility, financial knowledge, and driving the nation in the right direction, NPP has a very good track record. I was saying National Cathedral. Diva, we have made noise about this. Let's make it clear. This was not a state-funded project. I don't know why we are not in campaign periods anymore. So I would really, really appreciate if the NDC could go straight and hit a nail on the head rather than beating around the bushes. One year, we wrote that it is a basic ABC National Cathedral. We've dug a hole. We are wasting government resources. We've come out clearly to tell you this was not a state fund project. This were individual donations and contributions that we were using to build this National Cathedral. You've been in power for less than 50 days. You've proposed the Hajj village. How does that differ from the National Cathedral project? Is that also not for religious reasons? You see, let's be careful. Any Ghanaian or Tanasi the budget now, Honorable Finance Minister to force never to Ghana for Nima, you should weep. What they did was to use grammar to deviate the main issues that Ghanaians are confronted with, making it publicly known that they're withdrawing, they're taking away, they're stripping 2 taxes away, backdoor introducing 4 extra taxes. A government that has borrowed 70 million Ghana cedis within the first 50 days in office.
Okay.
Do these people have their priorities straight? Do they know what they are up to? Do they know what governance means?
We're moving away from the budget and then focus on the suggestion from the Honorable Minority Leader.
Clearly.
And for this, I could give him a proof, I'll be very happy. Thank you.
Clearly, like I said, I want to take this away from partisan politics. I don't want to politicize this issue. I believe his proposal was not in bad faith. His proposals are not wrong. I'll only just complain about the timing, looking at the current situations that we find ourselves in with high level of inflation, unemployment, inadequate public sector workers, and staffs of this nature. I believe this proposal rather came in at the very wrong time. If this proposal was made at a very different time where the economy was booming, where the economy was having some positive returns, most Ghanaians would come out to actually support this motive, because, like I earlier said, these are people. This initiative or this program, the initiation of this hospital would enhance the functionality and welfare of parliamentarians. These are people, like I earlier said, that are being taxed in shaping the future of our nation. So, like I said, his proposal was not in bad faith. His proposal is not something negative that Ghanaians should cry about. I just believe that the timing is what makes it a bit out of place. So, it is not a decision or it is not a plan to burden this government with extra cost, like he earlier mentioned. This is a proposal that I believe would serve both current parliamentarians, future parliamentarians, and parliamentarians that will be able to retire in the few years to come. I believe I understand, or say Rich Hospital is not far away from the Parliament House, which is very true, but we can also understand that there are people. That is why that we see OSHA executives are, if they are driving past, people give way for them. There are people that have been taxed. They have a work to do. They are serving the nation. So creating a hospital to cater for these set of people, I do not believe it's a bad thing to do. But like I earlier said, and I'll repeat again, it is a matter of timing. The timing is what is making this whole thing look a bit fishy and not in the right direction.
About development project and Nkokwan are all key components of the program. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have also allocated 51.3 million Ghana cedis as seed fund for the establishment of the Women's Development Bank. Mr. Speaker, we have also allocated 300 million Ghana cedis to the National Apprenticeship Program. Mr. Speaker, I repeat, we have also allocated an amount of 300 million Ghana cedis to the National Apprenticeship Program. Right, Honorable Speaker, we have also allocated an amount of 100 million Ghana cedis to the Edumewura Program. Mr. Speaker, an amount of 100 million Ghana cedis has been allocated to the National Codes Program. Mr. Speaker, another amount of 100 million Ghana cedis has been allocated for the payment of monthly allowance.
Okay. Call for comment. Omodia sendi na sign better kumochichenes. Okay, what do that back?
Yes, hello, Jifa.
All right. What did Pacho kumochichenes my?
So okay. Now my network no shaky currently. I think I lost touch. I would just continue to make it known to the entire nation, the people of Ghana, that his proposal was not in bad faith. So that's a big idea. It was a decision that he felt would help enhance the functionality and welfare of parliamentarians, which is absolutely right. These are people, like I said, that have been tasked with shaping our future as a nation. So giving them this support, making their healthcare a topmost priority for the nation is not bad. It is just a matter of timing. Social challenges, high inflation rate. The challenges we face as a nation make it look seem as if it is actually a bad proposal that he made. But in general, if you look at it critically, you realize that it's actually not bad. It is just the timing that is making it look very out of place. Thank you very much, Chua.
So me that say, but what do my question is say? Don't you think it's going to be like an insult to illiterate? Say you deserve a separate hospital from the ordinary Ghanaian. Didn't as members of parliament, they think that they deserve a separate hospital?
I don't think it will be an insult to electorates. We need to understand that. You understand? I would like to see it clearly. These are people that are taxed. These are people, these are lawmakers. These are the legislative part of government. These are people that set and create laws. These are people that make Ghana function. So it is therefore very important that if one member proposes that the nation should pay critical attention to their welfare and their healthcare, I don't think it's something that should bother electorates. We should understand that whoever we appoint or whoever we elect to represent us in parliament is sitting or is representing the entire constituency. His decision, his well-being, his healthcare, his good state of mind to be able to contribute to nation building is of topmost priority. If at the end of the day, a hospital to make it easily accessible to parliamentarians is being set aside or is being built, I don't think any well-meaning Ghanaian, any well-meaning constituent should feel bad or see it in a different direction.
There are good hospitals in Accra, I can say. As members of parliament, they can equally visit. We have the Rich Hospital very close to them. The UGMC Hospital is also a very good one that they can seek medical attention. Incidentally, that they will not rather go to these places and they are seeking for a new hospital entirely.
Of course, you can also make the argument that they could actually go to the Rich Hospitals or seek medical attention from the public health services. But then,
is it that as parliamentarians, and I say, from where they sit, they've been able to identify the gaps in our healthcare sector in Sina or move away from the already established one to have one that will cater for just them?
No.
And if that is the case, why don't they focus on closing that gap?
It has nothing to do with, that is why the NPP government initiated the Agenda 111, making sure that every region in Ghana can boast of adequate medical health care. This is something that has been a topmost priority for the NPP government for the past 8 years. It has nothing to do with loopholes in the health sector. This, if you listen critically to his proposal, it is just a matter of easy accessibility for parliamentarians. These are people that don't really have a lot to do. These are people that are contributing to nation building. So in case of emergencies, there should be a very nearby, there should be an accessible healthcare service to cater for their needs. I don't know if you understand. If you go to our hospitals are choked. That is why, like I clearly said, we as a government has put in place the Agenda 111. If these Agenda 111 are functioning, then we can actually say we've eased the burden in our health sectors. So clearly, the main reason for this proposal is for easy accessibility. You agree, if you go to hospitals, you have to sit down and wait for a long period of time to meet a doctor because we do not have enough hospitals around for Ghanaians to have easy accessibility to. That is why we as a government initiated Agenda 111. The NDC agree with that. This is to boost the healthcare service in the entire nation. But for parliamentarians, as to whether we agree or not, are part of government. They're the legislative part of government. These are people that need easy accessibility to healthcare for a functioning ability to sit in parliament and contribute to nation building. I am not saying that we should build a state-of-the-art facility health sector only for parliamentarians. We can build the same hospitals such as the Rich Hospital, but closer to parliamentarians for them to have easy access. So it has nothing to do with loopholes. It has nothing to do with burdening the state of the nations out to the parliamentarians and then letting ordinary Ghanaians go to the Rich Hospital. They are going to be equipped with the same level of equipment. The same competent doctors are going to take care in both hospitals. Just a single hospital where we know that this hospital belongs to parliamentarians, and every parliamentarian that falls sick, every past parliamentarian that is struggling with any chronic disease can have easy access to this hospital for better care. That is all we are proposing as a nation. We are not saying this hospital is going to be bigger and better than any other hospital in Ghana. We are only saying let's create one for them for easy accessibility, to enhance functionality and welfare. That is all the proposal we are making. So I agree, like I said, the timing makes it look like a very, very bad thing to say. Gradually, if NPP comes back into power and we hold this nation back to where it's supposed to belong, in the direction it's supposed to belong, Ghanaians would agree that this proposal was not in bad faith at all in the first place. We have the nation at heart. We have those who are voted into office to serve us at heart. We have our legislature, we have our judiciary at heart, we have our executive at heart. That's why these proposals are being made. We've seen in the news day in, day out, where parliamentarians, ex-parliamentarians are suffering at home due to one or two chronic diseases that they are being faced or illnesses that they are being confronted with. But if we set this for everyone, I mean, education has been in existence for how many years now? When the NDC were in power, education was still going on. The president himself today confirmed that he was taking education whilst he was out of office. So you see, as to whether we like it or not, there are special treatment that are supposed to be given to people that we vote into office for them to feel comfortable enough to contribute effectively to nation building. So let's not politicize this issue. And I believe most of the NDC communicators making all these noises because the proposal was made from Afenyo Markings, Honorable Afenyo Markings. If this was from Honorable Mahama Erega, the majority leader, I'm sure they'll rally behind it. But in Ghana, we know how these things work. We are not, Afenyo Marking is not proposing a hospital that is better than any hospital in Ghana. No. He's proposing a hospital close to the chamber for easy access for parliamentarians. Different things I make an say. It's like I can't hear you, Jifa.
Yeah, I get you. Wajud, I get you, but it's just strange, and I think it's a misplaced priority, if you ask me.
Yes, I can agree with you when you say a misplaced priority, considering the challenges we are facing currently as a nation. I earlier mentioned that. The only problem we are having is the timing. Ghanaians are confronted with a high level of inflation, unemployment, inadequate public sector workers. We agree with that. Our debt stock keeps on rising. Inflation figures are rising. We agree. The timing might be wrong, but the proposal itself is not wrong. And I'm saying the NDC are making all this noise simply because the proposal was made from Honorable Afenyo Markings. If it was from Mahama Yarega, which is the majority leader, they would have probably rallied behind it. Every district in Ghana here, with Agenda 1.1 that we introduced, is making sure that every region, every constituent, every citizen of Ghana has adequate access to medical care, while we're exempting the parliamentarians out of that. I don't think it's a bad thing. This is a hospital that we are proposing that should be built to cater for parliamentarians, to enhance functionality and the welfare of parliament, the legislature as a whole. So this is not saying you are building a hospital that is better, that's more functional than the ones serving Ghanaians. That is not the proposal. We want easy accessibility. When people are out of office, when people are no more parliamentarians, they can still go in there and seek medical health care. This is what we are proposing. So a misplaced priority, yes, you're right, due to the timing and where Ghana currently finds itself. But in the long run, when God gives us the mandate to come back in 2028, we will bring this economy back on track, and Ghanaians will now begin to understand that we have enough to do that for people that are being taxed, the future of our nation.
All right. Thank you. What would the other say? Young comment session, hot na yan share comment asha for so a day ascending. Yeah, come say no cremre and I will be so I will shall as wuti. NDC Diaspora Union also greetings, my people watching from Amsterdam, Holland. Okay, that's it. Asempa Hene Bache and Ediwe Eba. Or say you are live and clear on Achim Himan. Okay, thank you. Mavis Boateng or say good evening, Chifa, and your team watching on YouTube in Lisbon, Portugal. Okay, thank you. Nana Safrimosi, good evening and greetings from Tatale, Northern Ghana, and Tekina Information Center listeners. Okay, that's it. Robert Kimpe or Simon Fire Comrade and all greetings from Paris, France. Frimpong Befi and Edway about say I think I know it's making sense. But the minority leader is only trying to divert attention from the budget, watching from Akuse near Somaya. Okay. Jafarma TV and Edway about good evening. Is this not the same MPP that is building cathedral? Why didn't they construct hospitals rather? Watching from Rara in Uti region. Okay. Quickly about Ghanaians need basic amenities like food and water. Watching from home in the eastern region. All right, here that's quickly about Sikapa family. Or say good evening. Please tell our dude not to defend this. The proposal is a no-no. Watching from Jumapon near Koforidja. Okay. Patience Darko, say good evening, watching from Hamburg, Germany. The timing is very wrong. Yes, I agree with you, Patience. The timing is very wrong. Ghana Himpi or say thank God he's delivered Ghana from the shackles of the NPP, watching from Busoso in the Fantioko South District. Kwesi Sian or say Ghanaians are saying no to any new chamber, watching from Anglo Town in Koforidja. Lady Mon _2 or say good evening. I can clearly see that Wadud is not even comfortable defending the issue. Watching on Twitter live from St. Petersburg, Russia. Prima Oye or say watching from Machenia who enough of MPP misrule. Okay. All right, and so na yan second topic. And Yeshua, there has been changes in the service or the forces in the country. It started right from the IGP. Now that's one I think I don't know. Say it took people by surprise, and I say people saw it coming. Well, the hint came like a month ago. Say Yebesasa IGP. I don't know why people were so surprised. Young call Bema Anoho Nayem Bisano what he makes of these changes. I don't know if he has any clearance and as a rebuttal to make to whatever what dude said. But clarification oh yeah, now why am I not yet was so.
May rebuttal ketua bi.
Okay.
Minua no ba onka hospital ba kope 16 years of NPP government omotimi sima Ghana for moye omosi ni complete ewieye ema nipa ko omokoye adwuma omo ba kope me metimi abo UGMC metimi abo the bank hospital oba omo hospital ba kope under President Kufuor and under Kufuado omotimi complete ye ema nipa ye mo adwuma. He's talking about agenda 111. Agenda 111 oba onka ba akopom ye complete ema bibia wiye na no health minister na probo a okon. We saw the rot in the agenda 111 oba odiomo hospital ba akope Kufuor je Kufuor so ye MPP ni or ye MPP communicator. He should have a privy to this kind of things. Jifa mamen sanke na adwen mraso bio. I am speaking for myself and I'm privileged say I've had opportunity to be in the city parliament of this city, I'm a woman in Freiburg, one time. And I'm also privileged, say, I've had opportunity to visit the parliament, German parliament, Berlin, one time. Jifa, I went there for a purpose. Parliamentarians say, Bano, Jifa, right up here near Monima or Masaolin. Omo Bano, most of them were driving their own cars. And yet driver, separate driver, na wasi form makwabranya bebie no jifa me call Freiburg city parliament no city president ha ye kano city president Oba no or bicycle so na eba ju Oba parliament city council and I say city parliament. I was shocked. I didn't know who Ghana MP ba akope a police for bear 3 ne kan ho onu krasi ati se kwabrani bebie ne pono. We are tired of this kind of ruling. MP4 and I say dodo no kwa probo candidates omo kwa probo akoka kire timamfo a omo se monto abama ye ne yemeso mo bedra mo pese mo ye so super powerful na mo de mo hia bibia special enti ano de ye ade a me touch no te afri ho jifa o kan asem bi na omo start omo propaganda no o se national cathedral enye state project enye state na finances our project no $58 million no bisane say yakufu ado botomuska. We have all these things on record. Aye state finance minister aye says he cannot free the state coffers. Jifa onya we $58 million no ye year free Ghana foot room. Now because any state founded aye Mr. No minim so ye Leonard o mayen go this way. Meside na baso say Hajj village na ye establish no Hajj village enye cathedral enye sorry. Yensiama Muslims in Kwa aye Ghana Airport Company and I omo akasa say this Hajj village has been there but the state no nye correct na omo akasa say government no omo akasa say omo nye bibi something new no omo nto no din say Hajj village na village no nyema hodo bebre yenim say kramofo omo beko Mecca omo use no once in a whole year. Enti village no be wo ho ama ahoho say obi free baby abana na nia ne ntotontoto no ebeye immediate place for lodge because your guest house wom your niema bebre facilities bebre wom there can be a youth camp or something wo ho. Enti Hajj village no ene national cathedral enye the same obi enu akọ akọbọ mpaye na Hajj village no na che say nkramofo ho no mbekọ meka na say he no mbekọ meka no. I'm telling him say Hajj village is going to benefit every single Ghanaian. Na also enye free say ye ko Hajj village wo free because omo say current state no kurana Hajj village no no omo de rent Muslims no at the period na omo be waiti abo omo anu akomeka no omo de rent omo enti ye ne Ghana Airport Company akasa say omo something big and something better say be the rent ni pana ye state no benya so mfaso entenye state so oye clear say eye aban budget enka already budget no nka de bebam say ye be invest kase dia ye we now so ye nim say President Mahama wa ye bi pen onim how to establish these things entina wa contract Ghana Airport Company say mumfa more resources and build it na mumfa ma rent na munje musika enti ye mfa nche obi free and enye free ade enti on distorted that perception on free team say Hajj village and the national cathedral is the same thing yen ko bompaye or Hajj village enti on jais or disrespected Ghanaians no na omayen deal with the issue na jifa me de so on me eya adwen say sa hospital no enye needful enti jifa ma memra topic no so president appointee and also dismiss jifa okay article 58 clear article 58 of the 1992 constitution clause 1 is stating clear say the executive authority of Ghana is invested in the president under the article 58(1). Mampanyini no tumi ye diamano no ye diamano constitutional man who tumi enti o tumi to appoint and dismiss. Now jifa over article 70 na article 71 no say provides that the president shall acting in consultation with the Council of State the Commissioner of Human Rights and Administrative Justice and his deputies, the Auditor General B, the District Assembly Common Fund administrator. C, the D, the chairman and other members. I, public sector commissions, the land commission, I, the governing bodies of public corporations, Entijiva, president, constitutional, under 1992 constitutional, Article 70, clause 1, I'm president that power to appoint obi or person in the year juma and to dismiss obi a on to meaning in year juma. Jiva say a kasa ye redia. I can give you a lot of articles that give the president a full mandate because onuna 2 million article 50 ne say article 51 ne say onuna Ghana constitution ne di 2 million na ahye ne nsem entiene say president appointed or appointed based on nipa or no e feel comfortable say sa nipa we betima ahwe machi abrahwe intimi nsi jifa ye wo Africa ye nimde akoso wo most African countries like Burkina Faso, like Mali, like Niger, like Guinea and other states. And the president enye comfortable na onye secured e won security apparatus ye ni sole responsibility se otimi arrange the security apparatus na obia ntimi enye ade bi na obetimanya upper hand of the security. Jifa ye wo Ghana.
The IGP Ora Dampare. A lot of people now, I think people were saying Anka Obojuma Panka, even though it's a political appointment, they were expecting at least for the IGP in the position there, Anka Nanka was say Omampini Eja Emma IGP continue in Juma Pananko Emma oh my God.
No, Jifa president or your panini. He understands the concept of governance better than us. Who, from your layman's view, Obeka say IGP, you are comfortable with IGP. But for the president's security, Jifa Emma Yerim, he said president, upon assumption of office, or catch IGP say, Aba yatun 2020, and the yatun 2024, Nipewu. Ti Abajaku no mon chassie animonimu ya enyi nhwehwemu na omonye ne dabia na omonye ne ntentem so na nipa yeku omo no ye nhwehwe omo di sanya brasem no emfa omo mra book na ye mranya aduma jifa ujiri se IGP sabio dampare sabi mano da sumina so no ne yire na eboni tu ana ne ba na eboni tu a nti nkonhwehwe nipa kora ye born to since 2020 and 2024 election nkonche no ana omo ebo mutu no omo de so anything na me afenyo marking I disagree with him on the hospital issue say ba se timamni ye cook timamni ono de tumiam no ye born to okuna ne ho asem nhia na mbom wo busuani na nkasa bi ye born to okuna nkasa abre pressure wo amount wa ma ya chi sa nipa no edi na asem no nka enye easy. This time around, Ghana for ye undermining Ghanaians bill because omuna ye see a here for omuna appointed say Brana Besumom IGP was the president power na ediama president no ebi no opono ye edi appointed IGP and IGP ni sole responsibility ni say Oma Ghana for da omuna Oma Ghana for relax without thinking about their security na say ye to aba ni etimi potuo ewo Tachima South David ye hunipa ewo video footages ye shoot to pay ni ye kunipa na since the last 4 years to 5 years ni ye ntmenchi nipa ba akope as a suspect because obi na appointed na ya to about 2024 from December 7th ebesi January kurana anase ebesi February and a president edisa ayiwe eba outer or issues directive we ma IGP ntina IGP no patch say onim na juma say ya to aba na he is the head of the security enti ya bonipa tu ya kunipa enti onim say na said yes or yan hwehwemu no hyase detailed recordings and as investigation not all this nipa we no ope justice more ana o pesa won twem wadwuma ye mekere se ye wadwuma jifa niema bebre akoso but ebi wo ho ay allegations ye ntimi enka ho asem wo afidie so because afidie ye afidi kese ye be just security na new IGP Mr. Yohonu Manai Henadjuma. Na at the end of it, Ghana for the year he say, ye benya prepreyo, ye benya freedom. Ewo ya setena ye team ni ye kura ye team sabi ya anko Ghana for no binu Burkina na edi omo smuggle be ura man mu. Ghanaians are all Ghanaians. They deserve equal protection. Me, I don't see say some political hierarchy bia omo tumi no ebenya more protection than ordinary Ghanaian. We all deserve equal protection. Send me catch no a city president or the bicycle so called duma police ni na chi police ni nchem ono feel safe say ni kuro jamai ha mini madam for amene na ikase oti jamai ha bi na emi de so oti jamai ha se wo kura wo fie na wo ni obi ati fie na monye mo ho adwen no anase waye bibia nipa no enje wuni no never obefre police on compromise open a chow say crown compromise because your institution effective mo yo mo adwuma enti obefre police ena jama ha so ye ade na free police agifa. It's a serious crime. It's a serious thing. You must take it serious. Or ye menu ade ba say siasa menene titrem na say ye ntie ho asese a na me free police or no ya aware say police will act quickly no mo beba so a be yi ende no nyina pie no mo abisa e de esiye na afi omo atro ya no asem agye details de e wo say ye prosecute na na say ye twena so no ye be twena so enti difa media animonyam ebe manyame say wa my president a ote Ghana fo ase na onim Ghana fo haw say nyame ama ye president a Ghana to me any constitution Ghana kuro no ho ban no man to me say ontimi nipa obetimi no mo aye adwuma enti president oyi new IGP no so ye hu say IGP are starting very actively na meaning say sa papa no over 40 years experience in the police service enti he is going to put all these experiences together na jive ade ye me won say Mr. Yohonu no anya Akufo-Addo na appointing as a deputy IGP in charge of operation. Say again to NPP for or more cry loud. Again, you more cry loud. Yenja papa no yen adwuma no magana for a Bible. If it's a Ghana ni bia hu here, say year to 2024 about way. Say na Ghana for sabio ya konto kwa kunku ye hu nyina. Nka hwan na bekwa akoto aba no, hwan na bekwa akodilai so, na hwan na obekwa akwa campaign a kire no. Me, it tells me say Ghana for who here we will continue to put the perspective of a Ghanaians, ordinary Ghanaians first before other Ghanaians, because nobody is a Ghanaian than other. We must put that perspective in quotes. Ghana deserve better. And the president, why are there? Na sene mandi kanka no. To me, Ghana for invested in him no. Sa to me no constitution mu. Until a constitutional mandate, a constitutional exercise in a president exercise. And he said, yeah, submission no, a clear. Na ye who say, baby a Ghana drew no, a Ghana first. My beer put the priority to the citizens of the country first before other relations or other relative courses are. You better charge on it. You charge on it.
Okay. Yeah, that's the Bema ano. Yeah, you be saying about her shortly. Na yanko wa dude in Soho. Na yimbisa say did this come as a surprise? I don't know if it was because Obia expected say new government it take place. Yeah, definitely. Positions no ebesista. But I don't know. Say it did it come as a surprise to you, dude?
Jifra, if I'm being honest, right, it didn't come as a surprise at all. We can all agree that the IGP Mr. Dampare has been excellent in carrying out his duty as the Inspector General of Police in Ghana. So for some section of Ghanaians, they believe he's one person. Although, like you said, the president has the executive power, he has the appointment power, he's head of state, he's commander-in-chief. He has the right to appoint and dismiss, like he earlier said. Some people believe that when we look at IGPs in our history, Dampare has actually stamped his authority. He has made Ghanaians understand the role of an IGP.
I think Dampare made his presence felt compared to all the other IGPs we've had. That's exactly how come he's had this popularity among Ghanaians that they didn't even expect this change that the president did. But I think if it's a general feeling the whole NPP has, or it's a section of the NPP political party, as getting to latter part of last year, a lot of the NPP members were feeling, and I said they had this feeling that the IGP was tilting towards the NDC, and I said he was beginning to work with the NDC. Is that how it was?
No, we didn't have any feeling at any point that he was actually working with or for the NDC. There was this alleged audio that came out, if you can quite remember, last year about our new current, saying he was going to do everything in his power to secure victory for the NDC. I don't know if you heard this. Alleged. Let me be very clear, alleged, because we do not have the fact.
I'm asking because of that particular audio.
Of course, and like he clearly said, it's Akufo-Addo that appointed Dampare, right? And it was the same Akufo-Addo that appointed, as deputy IGP in charge of operations. So they were both appointments from the Akufo-Addo administration, right? But we do not have any basis or facts to tilt to the idea that the IGP was working in favor of the NDC. But we believe that was working towards aligning with the NDC before the 2024 elections.
Okay, so changes so far. Which one stands out to you? Is it the police service, fire service? Now I think military also made changes 2 days ago.
I mean, acting chief of defense staff. I mean, national security. They've made a lot of changes, which I was very much expected. If you look at every state institution, if you look at every government institution, there are people who align to either party A or party B. And clearly, if there's an election, we believe there are some people, there are some party sympathizers that will be promoted to some roles and some will be dismissed. So this doesn't come as a surprise at all for we in the NPP. But one thing that is baffling, one thing that shocks us the most is the removal of the Inspector General, which is Dampare. If you followed our crime index in Ghana, it is stated that crime in Ghana has reduced drastically from 2024 to 2023. But the vast difference between 2020 to 2024, crime rate in Ghana was at its lowest. And that was when Dr. Dampare was in charge of the police service. He has been able to single-handedly restore police integrity in Ghana. If you agree with that, you can also understand that he has made the police force a very respectable force now. We all know that. We also can agree that this doom prophecies in Ghana that used to go about every December, we can see that it reduced drastically last year and the year before. We can now believe that we have police on horses patrolling our streets. I was in Ghana a few weeks ago, and in traffic, you can see police officers with their motorbikes controlling text driving, drunk driving, all of these things. This is an IGP that has been able to penetrate and make the people of Ghana understand, feel safe. He gave hope to the youth of Ghanaians. And so therefore, it is very, very shocking. I strongly believe that this new appointment was politically motivated. I believe that even some section of the NDC believe that this appointment was it was not necessary because you appointed.
Is that a good thing though? Say your security institution and I say security forces. Some people tilt towards some political parties. Is that a good thing as a country?
Oh, we can say it is not, but it's bound to happen. We are all individuals. We have our different ideas, our different beliefs. We all understand or believe in different government styles. So therefore, as long as you're a Ghanaian, you might not come out publicly to say it, like the police services do not say it. But deep down, we are able to identify a few that tilt to either party or party B. So this is not something that is shocking. It happens all over the world, right? You can say because you are serving in the military, you're serving the police service, you're fighting the fire service department, and therefore you do not have any form of alignment or party allegiance to anybody. So clearly they also do, because they're ordinary Ghanaians. When it comes to election, they go to the ballot papers or the ballot box and then they vote out somebody. So who do they vote? Clearly they also have people that they believe are better governors of the economy than the others, and therefore they automatically will tilt to one party or the other. But like I said, Dampare, there's never been any IGP that's been demoted or taken out of office with so many cries out there like Dr. Dampare. He was very effective. He brought himself down, very down to earth. He connected to the ordinary Ghanaian. He was on ground. He was in schools campaigning, explaining to people the functionality of the police service. Special training were offered to the Ghana Police Service. Under his leadership, we were able to secure helicopters, more vehicles, more drones to secure Ghanaians, to make sure that the police service or the security service in Ghana was very effective. We can clearly say, I mean, according to the crime index rate, that the crime rate in Ghana kept on reducing drastically year in, year out. 54 points alone by last year. So clearly, if you should take such a person out of office, some concerned Ghanaians, some people, section of Ghanaians that have the nation at heart, would obviously come out to voice their frustration. This is not something that we expect. I mean, me as a politician can understand where it's coming from, and I expected it. But the ordinary Ghanaian who puts Ghana in front, the ordinary Ghanaian who believes in the integrity of our political system and believes that Dr. Dampare was excellent in carrying out his duty, was a bit surprised, and rightfully so. And let's not forget, with all these allegations on who before the elections, and he being promoted to Inspector General, clearly states or clearly shows that the allegations that we had before the elections were not just mere allegations. Although I do not have the facts on board, I can tell you right now that I believe that all the comments that were coming out of this audio that we heard was actually from and his decision and plan to support the NDC might probably be true, because we do not understand why this promotion was needed. If he says elections were held in Ghana and there were gunshots, people died, I mean, he was Inspector General, Deputy Inspector General in charge of operations. Are you telling me that he wasn't part of decision making when it came to the police service or the police force? Or was he exempted and therefore he's now credible enough to take over the role because Dampare couldn't secure or provide security for Ghanaians? You see, these are questions that we need to continue to ask. I don't want to deviate from the topic, but I want to just take my brother back to one thing he said that I felt was very necessary, that we needed to make this adjustment. This issue of Hajj village. I'm a Muslim myself, right? Whenever it's time for Hajj, my brothers, my parents, my sisters in Islam, we converge at this Hajj village. This is where we group. This is where we are placed into section before we board our flights to Saudi Arabia for the Holy Pilgrimage. So therefore, this is not something that he's making it seem as if it's a project for Ghanaian. This is a religious motivated project. I don't know why one would want to deviate from the fact that it's religiously motivated. You see today, he's now saying that it's a cooperation between government and the airport company of Ghana trying to find out. It's the same thing, bro. I'm not saying the National Cathedral and the Hajj village is the same thing. Of course, the National Cathedral is a place of worship, but it's religiously motivated. And if you consider the Hajj village, I am telling you on authority as well that it's religiously motivated, and therefore the name Hajj village. Who are the section of Ghanaians that go to Hajj pilgrimage? The Muslims. So clearly, please, let's be very direct with some of the utterance or the things we see out here. And then secondly, I earlier mentioned that this government has borrowed 59 billion Ghana cedis within the first 50 days in office. My brother didn't come out to say anything about that because he knows it's true. We are heading towards abysmal performances. The section of Ghanaians that felt we couldn't manage the economy to their satisfaction and therefore give the money to the NDC. I weep for them when I go indoors, when I go on my bed and I feel and I can see the downward trajectory in which this nation is falling towards. It is very, very, very bad. The priorities, if you read the budget, you can already see the direction in which these people are taking the nation towards. So therefore, it's sad. He sits down here and proposes hope for the Ghanaian people. We believe that is not the case. We all know what is currently ongoing. We have seen the kind of people you've appointed into office. And we know what the plan is. We know the trajectory in which you are moving. Where are the social intervention programs? Where are they? The women development, where are they? Agenda 111 that I spoke about, they came out diffused. I can read for you out here. Even their Minister for Health said the 111, the Agenda 111 projects that were initiated under the Akufo administration needs 1 billion for completion. That means it's acknowledged that projects were commenced under this administration. Right, and that is the important, that is what is important. This government should focus on completing these projects that we started. We gave Ghanaians an ultimatum to 2026, but sadly we're voted out of office, and now you have the mandate. The country's coffers are now in your hands. The president has come out to pledge the 1.7 billion will be allocated to the Ministry of Health, and therefore this Agenda 111 project should be accomplished, which is very, very positive if you look at it from that direction. But then clearly, we initiated, we demonstrated the love to provide quality and accessible healthcare for Ghanaians. You were in office for 8 years, 2008 to 2012, right? You didn't initiate any social interventive programs. You didn't initiate the building of any hospitals. You sit down here and mention government hospitals, regional hospitals. We are talking about 111 hospitals for the people of Ghana. We've commenced them. Your minister has come out clear to say, yes, they've investigated the projects. The projects are currently ongoing. Some are not being completed yet, and they're going to devote 1.7 billion to complete them. He's acknowledged the efforts of this administration. So therefore, let's not be power drunk. And I'm saying this, when you come into office, you feel you have all the ideas. You feel Ghanaians believe in you. You feel Ghanaians trust your judgments. I think we should wait, calm down a bit. We are watching carefully, and we would leave no stone unturned, and we won't sit down and watch the NDC mismanage this economy. This economy will never be managed.
Okay.
I just want to remind my brother in the NDC, we are watching, and we shall bring you all to book. Any false attempt to mislead the public will be out there to counter-attack and make it clear to the ordinary Ghanaian. And God willing, the Ghanaians, and like I said, prosperity will gender for the administration. Marvelously handled the economy. We had we were able to drive and steer the affairs of this country out of this predicament that we found ourselves due to the Russian-Ukraine war and the COVID pandemic. Ghanaians will begin to feel the relief from this government. Ghanaians will begin to feel developmental projects. But then, like I said, no single person can be in office forever. The stone is now in your court. The ball is in your court. Set it rolling. We are watching, my brother. We are watching. Thank you very much.
All right. Yeah, that's it. Bema Wajud Kundima. Yeah, go back to Emmanuel Anoho. Meaning say Ogusu Ewo Bibi Kandia, but I just have a few minutes left in Anopacho. Bibi Kana what they ask for some and also
I still say Mami quick to question be me Sebeyanka Mr. Set and fan joining me session with because you failed to ask him to go straight to my question. Say almost one hospital that was built and completed under NPP. One hospital that was built and completed. Agenda 111 was NDC but one initiative any social. I don't know. He's well known.
It started, but it's yet to be completed. If you listen to him well, I don't know. If I'm the only one doing that. I listen to it, that was what I got.
Projects. Your minister was out there to acknowledge these projects. You see, let's not
now okay. I decided you join this section. So calm down for me and let me ask you this question myself.
Okay, my brother.
We know all the regional hospitals in Ghana was built under Rawlings. Sunyane Regional Hospital, Y Regional Hospital, Tamale Regional Hospital. We know that the Bank Hospital was built under John Dramani Mahama. You know that the UGMC Hospital was built by His Excellency John Evans Atamos and John Dramani Mahama together. They completed, they put people there to work. You know, sir, just mention one hospital that was built under NPP and completed.
The UGMC hospital started functioning under Nana Dodankwa Akufo-Addo, if we are being truthful here.
Yes, we built it and we completed it. We
put completed, all right. It started functioning under Nana.
We have to push Akufo-Addo hard to open that hospital. We have to push
What are you saying?
very hard to open the hospital.
Nobody can push Akufo
from Wajid
solution.
Omeki Adebi said, we never started initiative. Wajid, I know you and I, we are educated. When we talk about social intervention, it's not about putting money in the people's pocket.
No.
You know very well, say, social interventions need social amenities.
Of course.
So if you say at your level, also your youth, what through that stage where you are talking, you are still undermining the NDC, say, any social intervention. I feel disappointed.
You see, the NPP government continues to be the only government, the only political party that demonstrates policy credibility. When I speak of social intervention program, I am speaking of programs that cut across the entire nation. I can give you an example such as a NAPCO. I can give you an example, planting for foods and jobs. I can give you free SHS. I can give you national health.
You see, the NPP is not credible. What is the state?
Across the entire nation. That is
what was the state? What was the state of the NAPCO before you left office? What was the state of the NAPCO before you left office?
Of the NAPCO before we left office, we were owing some arrears.
That was the state. And you collapsed it.
So functional.
You collapsed the NAPCO. It didn't insisted on your government.
Some monies, but it was not collapsed.
My brother, calm down. It's politics. Those watching us are more smarter than us. We just have a privilege to be on this machine or to be on set to discuss what we think. But those out there, they know the state of NAPCO before you left office. They know this. When establish allowances to nursing training and training colleges, it's under Rawlings. So when we talk about social intervention, no, you see, the people like your class should be upgraded in mind. I don't expect you to do that NPP politics when it comes to national debate like this.
The NPP government is what brought back teacher training allowance and nursing training allowances.
Okay, Mr. Said, thank you, sir. Answer my question. Now, when me more one hospital that was built and completed and for 16 years. Now, you people had a privilege to rule Ghana for 16 years. We have had a privilege to rule Ghana for 16 years. And I've mentioned, say, all regional hospitals across the country was built under Rawlings. And also, my Bobo hospitals are John Mahama here, John Evans Atamos here, who Messibo one hospital constructed and finished under Akufo, under Akufuado, You are still talking about Agenda 111. I would mean completely one. It's a privilege. I think so.
I know my name answer. I say we be say all answer.
He's still talking too much. Yes. I want him to mention just one hospital, say be a Tiwa hospital or Mona building from scratch.
Out of this one agenda 111 hospitals that we initiated, I can tell you on fact, and the minister Ajimai Menu, before he left office, made it clear to Ghanaians that 54 have been commissioned. The NDC came and said that we've commissioned uncompleted hospitals. It is there. I can show it to him. Ghana webpage reported that he saw it. But even, I want Mr. Ano to understand, or Dr. Ano to understand, even if they were not completed, almost $2 billion was invested in this Agenda 111 program. We are not coming around to build one hospital here. No, we are making sure that every region, every district in Ghana boasts of a well-functioning, well-equipped health facility. What you are Rawlings Hospital here, and the Jamam Hospital here. If you add them together, how many do you have? We were trying to initiate and make sure that every district in Ghana, at the end of the day, can boast of a quality health service. That is what we were doing. $2 billion have been initiated. Your minister came up with 1.7 to complete.
Let me tell you why.
It's not about what you build.
Let me tell you, it's too early. It's too early, say you are boasting on 2 billion invested, because we know all these things, by the time we finish with our investigations, you people will be sitting there crying out loud. Say, what do I invested $2 billion? Now we don't have any one complete hospital. I think it's a shame. Because
your minister came out to say they did 1.2 billion.
There were 10 regions. Now Rollins has been able to build a regional hospital in all these 10 regions. Now, Mills and John Mahama, we are not even talking about the cheap compound. And you people are total failure. That is why your number has reduced to 88, and we are still reducing it because of the way you people talk to Ghanaians and feel that they are nothing because you people are more educated and you can submit every Ghanaian and disrespect them because you cannot build Agenda 111. I won't mean we back up now $2 billion. $2 billion, not even in cities, has gone into
your newly appointed Minister for Health has come out clear to say they need 1.2 to complete. How much was initiated? Why are you debating the fact that 2 billion was pushed into more than 2 billion was pushed into these projects? Your minister has come out to say he needs $1.2 billion to complete.
We have got a privilege to live in Germany here, where we have these facilities am I a good life for her? Now somebody moment man 2 billion, moment man pan complete one hospital. I will Ghana for and you people should be careful how you manage this country. We will never, let me make it clear to you there. We will never and ever, that is one never, we Ghanaians, I'm speaking as a Ghanaian, we Ghanaians will never and ever tolerate the NPP in power again. This will be the last time you'll be in power. Never, not in our generation. Not in our generation. You and I will still be Ghanaians, but not in our generation. You people will never be in power again. Think about reforming a new party, because you people will never, the NPP will never be in power again.
So we have two voices clashing. It is I don't patch on my word then Kasana Umbre because
me invite you to my session to where we are when you infuse because when me enter one hospital
just a minute
under MPP Mr. said today you almost free so me submission me we are no about the agenda no the propaganda no the here because
on for 1 minute.
I just want to say something very short. If we invested, Jifa, your listeners are here and they can attest to this. If we invested almost $2.8 billion in the Agenda 111, and my brother here is still asking for me to mention one single hospital that was completed and inaugurated, the question is, this $2.8 billion that was invested in the Agenda 111 program could build more than 15 regional hospitals, well-functioning, well-equipped hospitals in Greater Accra, Ashanti, and the Central and Volta region alone. We could have started it and completed it with 2.8 billion within a year. We could have done that last year. But that is not the priorities of the Akufo-Addo-led administration. For you to judge a government, you judge a government on policy credibility, government's ability to introduce policies that cut across the length and breadth of the nation. The Akufo-Addo administration was prioritizing policies that would affect the lives of every single Ghanaian across the 16 regions of Ghana. And that is why instead of spending 2.8 billion inaugurating, commissioning, and completing of 10 hospitals in the southern region of Ghana, we decided to spread this across the entire 16 regions. That is policy credibility. That is leadership with experience. So I want him to understand, although John Dramani Mahama has been able to commission the regional hospital, complete this and that, you can count them, more than 4 or 5 hospitals. We are talking of 111. Making sure that every district in Ghana can boast of good quality healthcare hospitals to cater for their health needs. This is the priority of a good government. because every Ghanaian counts. Ghana is not just for the few people. Ask him clearly, where are the locations of the hospitals that John Dramani Mahama commissioned and built and completed? Most are in the southern part of Ghana. That is not our priority as a nation. We are making sure that the entire 16 regions of Ghana would, at the end of the day, we gave an ultimatum to 2026. If the NPP was able to retain power and break the 8, we wouldn't be having this discussion today. Almost $3 billion was invested in those projects to make sure that every Ghanaian can have access to quality healthcare. That is, we setting our priorities straight as a government. Every Ghanaian, that is why our policies, if you take a critical look at the policies introduced under the new political party, these are policies that every single Ghanaian, a child in the remote part of Boku in the Upper East region, can feel the effect of this government. That's why free SHS has been able to cut across the length and breadth of the 16 regions of Ghana. That is why nursing training, people who are in nursing school, people who are in teacher training, the NDC are proposing the cancellation of nursing and teacher training allowances. You talk to me about policy credibility? Is that to govern a nation where you focus entirely on the southern part? No. Planting for foods and jobs, we made sure that it cut across the entire nation. 16 regions of Ghana. So you should understand our development, why we introduced the 6 extra regions. And what was the reason for that? To bring about development to the rural part of our nation.
All right.
It's a party demonstrated to Ghanaians. And I'm telling him, he shouldn't feel Ghanaians think they're the better option. No. The alternative is very poor. And sooner rather than later, begin to realize.
Final submission. You come back to Arno had the floor before we had to break and take what did. Arno
Jiva unim adebia say oh yeah Mr. Pa. Enti what rama blante we abeka abetom from agu ayimu kokwa or ka planting for food and jobs. Jifa out Ghana unim send aduane bo asi escalate and Kufuado anybody umia. We are aware. Unim how our cost of living is raising very high. Ghana for or mudidi once a day. Eti my brother when wanya privilege no abetre Germany na sabio or co school say oh yeah juma onya abotre and in tiana emide say nyame ayadom na NPP omo attitude omo discrediting Ghanaians no e da so show mumu na the more no mo kasa na Ghana for bufu more na me catch the plane say 2028 nipo modin beba bia no so nya less than 28%. Onya less than 28%. Me friend this him. Say nipa more than beba 2028. Onya more than onya more than 28%. Me friend this him. Na me free muso me join NPP. Me friend this mukura. Jiva, we are not joking. This kind of jokes, and omunya 38% no. These jokes are things they are doing now. Omudinya 38% no. They should face us 2028. I wish tomorrow is 2028. They will see their smoothness level. Jifa, Obeka say hospitals are John Dramani Mahama and I say NDC and Yesigu South. Wa hospital was South. Tamale Hospital was South. No catch him say agenda 111. And no see a bet me back bet me see one regional hospital. He's a lie. Even the agenda 111 and know the standard of regional hospital. Go and check their drawings. Na ko hwe aduma mo yesa agenda 111 ba ko kura duru se we hospital no kura joma ma start ye onwie no. Se ba ko duru ayi friends ayi hospital no Kumawu hospital na e wo ho na. Se ba ko eduru the bank hospital. Se ba ko eduru your friends Legon UGMC hospital. Omo agenda 111 no. I think say be free Ghana no ache no ko fi so ache. Sentisa jifa wo ye media fa camera na ko twa agenda 111 picture. Na ko twa UGMC ana ko twa rage kura upgrade ayeye ohon ko twa. John Dramani Mahama His Excellency obaye 2012 to 2016 no or upgrade Wa hospital or upgrade Tamale hospital. They should forget about social intervention issue now. Omuba omudi first no mukeka ya na Ghana for ye mu binum ye nte ase ntino ye taking the trada down sabi o ne veranda ye nyan ade sa o ne veranda ye nyan ade ye nim se free SHS ebetima ye possible ntino ye si ye sisi school adan se rebe ya nkura no omu benye baabi atena sua ade ye si 250 your friends say e-blocks most month ya say mo ba mbesi 300 akufo be di 8 years on kire me baako 300 baako po musi complete ye obisa no question na odoje me ma me no wo asem bia baby o mo bu na me mu na afidie so eso yes se usuro bibia na udi baabi se ye di ade no hia no usuro a na afi otetare to me se bobaako pe just mention say yes ebia konfanochi na me ho ntome na tie force ntie bi o say agenda 111 agenda 111 2 billion has gone in and we need 2 billion has been inflated. It's inflated figure and you scam what we di MPP for we di we will investigate ye be audit agenda 111 ni nyina me district
so the investigation is over now findings about ni die you be done
no
but your final submission na your final submission your final submission so meaning say the court case between Anas Aremeya Anas and Honorable Kennedy Ejapon ababetoja the $18 million slap no say o bibi e kafa ho so na o de aka ho amayempreko my final submission
I think say my final submission no I will not touch this Anas case with Kennedy Japan. I want the law to take it full court because or they are affecting on obe feel the pain and they also are benefiting or be enjoy until I want to leave that one out. If you say Ghana for say the year dream who or mind say His Excellency the President ni initiative one man the finance minister ako to Ghana na shebe dwanim no on be approve budget no na youth apprenticeship program no ebe start ama yenua no ma sabio saving me afutu a me de be ma Ghana fo nyina ne say hwe wako school say korana apprenticeship program we say you free take advantage and learn something crafty thing sua bibi nsano djuma bi na nka won nsano na nka otim said that school amfa amount no and our certificate amfa amount no you turn out to use your crafty work ye mu binum ye tu kwan bedru ha no nyema bebre ye hu say ye ga nyema binum a ye take advantage jifa could you believe say krom ha o pese usua car Kenya driver's license 5,000 one more kakura 5,000 euros converted cedis is getting to bear 700 million. It's getting to 700 million. 5,000 euros. And so me what Ghana no. I just need a madam to be all taxi now. We didn't take advantage of all this. And to me, say me say Ghana nene or chine say me ba be di holidays. I me ba niema me no niema mi besua msano juma mi besua nko because here is very expensive to do hospital. Say government and finance is very expensive. Say ubesua apprenticeship ha. Just a government finance. Enti me sre Ghana fo nyina mabunu no titru munsua nsano juma. Wako school no kuta bachelor kora no nyan start adwuma. Task to ene nsano juma bia ogiri se ubetima sua na nyame ye wadom na daachi bi uni opportunity to kwan a ubon se de make papa because broni kro obeduru ha obebisa o se de na wunimi ye o misa o se de na wunya obeye obebisa o se de na wunimi ye se o ka se bia me ye mesi na no wahu ba bi odo beto enti jifa mesre Ghana for they should take advantage say minua no kasa women's bank no is also coming jifa prepare ho mi be lidiu mo akọ loan no dia hye wadwuma women's bank na nsi hu ebeba no ketua bi uye adwuma na wotua anya fe na okọ bank ma yakọ jojo se kofa wa japade bra na ufie wo he na wo ka wo he kofa hu papers bra
ye da say ye nko wa ono so ema ye closing submission no ye da say what did pacho my final submission I don't know say camera no off okay
Devote Benga.
I'm it's on kana or camera and off.
My laptop on our call about about twice a charger, but me using my phone. I don't know why my camera is not coming on.
Okay.
But I would still go ahead to speak, and then I would say, sir, as long as Dr. Noah started with Honorable Noah started with the Women Development Bank, and I'll touch on it briefly. We've had the opportunity to know exactly what was attained, the amount of monies that were allocated for the Women's Development Bank, and clearly we had some figure around 50 million Ghana cedis. It is shocking for you to understand that the money allocated for research at the Office of the President is around 70 million Ghana cedis. So therefore, we can see clearly that priorities are not very straight, are not being set straight enough. Secondly, I would like to speak to Ghanaians from a Ghanaian myself. And earlier, Utinia, Honorable Anoye Kana, or si Ebia me call Ghana che, and I'm free Ghana che, Unia Mistro, me free Ghana che. Okay, I check mum, but every year the man go Ghana at least 3 times, so I'm in touch with happenings on ground. I would like to say the Ghanaian people shouldn't raise their hopes so high. I believe in the run to the elections, they felt a few things were not going their way, and there was a need for change. They believed that the NDC was the only credible party as the alternative, and therefore they are hoping for miracles to happen. This party, within the first 50 days, has showed they lack the ability to govern effectively, and therefore I'll speak to Ghanaians. Moving forward, we are putting our heads together, we are restructuring, we are regrouping, we are re-strategizing. And with God on our side, 2028, we shall come back to rescue the people of Ghana. We can clearly see that from the first budget reading and the State of the Nation address that the President gave a few weeks ago, that this government is still not clear as to what they want to do. The manifesto they read to us before the elections and the initiatives they are currently taking do not align, sadly. Secondly, you could also see that when it comes to state expenditure, government expenditure, they promised us a lean government. That is not what we are seeing. Of course, they've been able to appoint, I think, 60 or less, a little less than 60 ministers. But if you look at the presidential staffers appointed to the Office of the President, that prints or speaks a different volume altogether. So the people of Ghana should bear in mind with us. They should stick along. We believe it's going to be a tough 4 years. But with God on our side and the works that we are putting in place as a party, we shall come back to rescue the people of Ghana. But they shouldn't forget that we should hold these people accountable for every penny, for every mismanagement of the Ghanaian economy. We shall hold them accountable. And when we are back in office, if you look at the trajectory the NDC is taking, it is a plan to lay blame. It's a blame game. They are deciding, or they have decided, to actually blame the previous administration for all the challenges or things they cannot personally take care of. They are pushing the blame to the current past government. We want the Ghanaian people to understand that we left this economy in a very good state. The government was in a very, very good trajectory. There was no doomsaw. We brought an end to this whole doomsaw menace. Currently, Ghanaians are facing lights out.
Actually, that is not true. For that one alone, I can call you on that. It's not true. Doomsaw was in the system before we even had elections. Please, that one alone, I won't let you go there.
My point. For 8 years, for 7 good years, we kept the lights on. Around to the election, somewhere August, we had challenges, low shedding, low power shedding. That was no doomsaw. I don't know if you understand. There's a difference between doomsaw where you all have timetables and you're expecting lights to be off, and what we experienced in the later quarter of last year.
The timetable would have made our lives easier and helped us plan instead of just taking power randomly.
Yeah, Jifa, but the run to the election, close the election, you can realize that we've eased that burden on Ghanaians. You're in Ghana right now currently, I believe. Are you feeling the effect of doomsaw today?
From where I am, I don't have power outages like we used to last year.
In La Paz and its environs, lights are being taken off every single day, more than 3 times, 4 times. They have come out to state.
Are you sure? Because I live around that side.
Abeka, La Paz. I have a family house there, and that's what they experience. I don't know the part you are living in. People are complaining. The way we were able to keep the lights on for 7 years, the NDC should stop the blame game and also try to keep the lights on for the remaining 4 years that they are in power. It is very simple. There's no need to cushion blames and monies were here. How did the NPP manage to keep the lights on for 7.5 good years? How did they do that? If you need some advice,
so it started from the latter. So it started from the other half of the year, and we can all agree to that. Yes, it started from that side. So let's not just try and push everything on the government that took power just 3 months ago. I don't think it's fair.
We are not pushing everything on the government that took power 3 months ago. All we are saying is put in place measures to keep the lights on for Ghanaians. We can boast of doing that for the past 7 years. The lights has been on for the ordinary Ghanaian. Do same.
Okay.
And avoid this whole blame and pointing blame fingers at people. It wouldn't help this government.
Okay.
And they should understand that they have the opportunity now. They have the majority in parliament. They've won the elections. We are expecting them to cushion this economy in the right direction. If they fail to do so,
thank you very much. Time is also up to kindly. Yeah, thank you very much. All right, it's here for that for you. Ha, and yedi ejumedi no ebesi da munyina ase. Samoje bre share send them comments nyina so e de my mo share link no e ma afoforo nso etimi etie so ye da munyina ase. Medi e de Antonia Chifa Efa. Many honorable ano na Wadud na etinemu eye ejumedi no emamo. Me producer Mr. Set adi ye da munyina ase na watch send ye be say e share bi. Yakram.